Hey, what's up? Sports Guys Talking Wrestling live on YouTube. Stu Myrick here in the World Headquarters, awaiting Justin Simmons. We decided to go try 30 minutes early. I mean, Justin will still be, even earlier, he'll still be 5 or 10 minutes late, but that's okay. And part of that's because tomorrow I am hitting the road early. It's my birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to me. I'm hitting the road early to get together with my younger brother, and we are heading to the wilderness of Arkansas. We have a family cabin that sits on the banks of the Washita River there in southwest Arkansas. For anybody that knows Arkansas, it's near the town of Mount Ida, and it's a beautiful place. It is in the middle of nowhere. Actually, it's about 10 miles from the middle of nowhere. So it is a wonderful place, though. I'm gonna disconnect for a few days and enjoy the outdoors. Maybe do a little fishing. I haven't fished in forever, but kind of got the bug inside me. So I will try to get done earlier tonight so I can get to bed, get a good night's sleep for that drive tomorrow night. Let's see. So it's been an interesting few days in wrestling between WWE. I mean, they're grasping at straws, I guess. I don't want to say that because it sounds like they're desperate, but like this new Thunderdome, and we'll talk about it during the radio show, and I have a little something to play just for that. But doing this Thunderdome thing, so that basically means they're going to move out of the Performance Center. They are going to go to, the Amway Center in Orlando, which is, ironically, it's an arena. It's where the Orlando Magic play. And I forgot. Yeah, say we're live on Twitter. But anyway, so they're going to go there for the next couple months, which, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. And they're going to do this Thunderdome thing, which is supposed to involve drones and stuff. They're going to do a virtual audience, kind of like what the NBA is doing in their bubble. It's a whole thing. So we'll see what happens with that. So we'll see what happens. So hold on, let me do a little typing. There. Okay. Now that's done. Retweet a couple other spots because and then go to the Horn Twitter and all right, so there's that. All right, back to live action. So anyway, so we've got that. You've also got, they're continuing this as our guy from World Culture Wrestling does, Retribution. Adam Wilborn. There it's him. It's been a long day in trying to get ready for, spending a few days out in the woods. So that's still corny. That's still weird. You also have Raw Underground, which, again, it's not necessarily bad. I just still don't know what the point of it is. But we'll get into that. And, plus we got SummerSlam on Sunday. We got NXT TakeOver. I don't know if they're calling it TakeOver 30 or TakeOver XXX. Anyway, that's Saturday. You also have AEW Dynamite shifting to Saturday night because of the NBA playoffs on TNT. So no Dynamite tomorrow night. It's on Saturday. How does that sound? Wrestling on a Turner network on Saturday evening. Feels like old times. In fact, I was watching AEW Dark, and Tony Schiavone was talking about, in fact, if the NBA, because there's a game on before it, they said if that game runs 5 minutes long, they'll be on at 6:05 p.m. Eastern, which that was the long time slot for World Championship Wrestling, Jim Crockett Promotions. They're on TBS, so hey, that would be fitting. I'd like that. That'd be cool. So you've got that, and of course they're planning a big show for that as well. And a lot of that's because the second hour of Dynamite will overlap with the first hour of NXT TakeOver 30. So we'll see how it does. But anyway, those of you that are interested, if you are a college football fan, and especially a fan of the Texas Longhorns, as well as NFL fan, in this case, Detroit Lions. So I host another podcast called Longhorn Lowdown, and it is myself and two lifetime Longhorns, Todd Hunt, who played defensive line in 1990, around the time I went to Texas, and then Stevie Lee, who was also on the line during those early Mac Brown teams in the turn of the 21st century. And we picked this back up. We had it been on hiatus for a couple of years. We decided now that everybody's kind of at home and everything, and there's the rampant use of Zoom and other video conferencing platforms, we decided, hey, let's see what we can make of it. So last week, we talked to Chris Del Conte, the athletics director at the University of Texas. This week, it was my good friend, fellow NFL alumni Austin chapter board member and Longhorn great Doug English, who played at Texas from 1972-74, spent 10 years in the NFL with the Detroit Lions, one of the best defensive tackles they've had in history. With he's still like top 10 in, was it career tackles, career sacks, and we're talking 40 years ago. So as Justin Simmons joins me. So anyway, that's posted now. So if you're interested in college football and stuff, check that out. It's called Longhorn Lowdown. Available, just like with Sports Guys Talking Wrestling, available wherever you get podcasts. We also do YouTube, again, because it's Zoom video conferencing. We put the video on Zoom. Hi, Justin.
How's it going?
I was just telling about talking to Doug English last night for Longhorn Lowdown.
I heard.
It was a great conversation.
I'm sure it was.
Doug English is one of those people that even if you spend 5 minutes with him, you come away a better man. He is such a wonderful individual, just as nice as can be. Works hard with the Lone Star Paralysis Foundation, does a lot of research and helping those that suffer from paralysis. Of course, he's on the board of directors for the NFL Alumni Austin chapter with me, and not to mention one of the greatest ever to wear the burnt orange. So, and not to mention one of the best ever to play for the Detroit Lions as well. Nice. Granted, he wasn't the greatest team in the NFL then, but he was definitely one of the guys that really helped them get the wins they got.
I was going to say, well, he was good though.
He was great. I was just saying he is still top 10 all time in career sacks and career tackles. I think actually he's top 5 career tackles for the Lions. So, for that kind of status to stick around 40 plus years after you left the league, that's pretty good.
I would say so.
That's pretty good. So, how's your week been?
Long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same old, same old.
Same old, same.
Still grinding, trying to find your mark and all that good stuff in this crazy pandemic time.
Well, I mean, it's no lie. I mean, I've been delivering packages.
Yeah.
So I noticed that they changed your guys' signs. I realized I've been coming here for years, and I never even realized like what number apartment this is. I just know
you just know where to go.
Yeah,
that's good.
But
that's
now
cool.
that I have to deliver all these packages, it's like, oh, this is building.
Yeah, they changed our name.
Did they change
about
the
a year or so ago? Yeah, it used to be called the Lodge at Stone Oak Ranch. Now it's called Stone Oak at Parmer.
Oh,
little more 21st century, I guess. I don't know.
The Lodge didn't.
Yes, we're no more large. I guess. I like the Lodge.
Is that what appealed to you? That's what.
It's a lodge. You think of men with bearskin rugs and cigars and fireplaces. I don't have a fireplace or a bearskin rug. I do have cigars. In fact, I was prepping my my mobile humidor to take with me to Arkansas this weekend. So.
Oh, that's right.
So anyway. Well, this will be fun. This will be some good stuff, and we'll do our picks for SummerSlam. There is rumor out there that, so if you have not heard, we'll get into it. We'll get into it with the radio show. Let's get into the radio show, and you'll hear. We'll talk about this, the back-to-back pay-per-views and whatever. So we're gonna get into it here, and let's see. Make sure that's up. Don't have to worry about phones. You know, I'm going to play something just to make sure it's in the, let's see. Shock the system. Okay, so I think we're at good levels. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it.
This is 50 caliber Barrett Brown, the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion, and you're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
When they're not covering the sports world, they're talking about the world of professional wrestling.
It's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Now, with Justin Simmons, here's Stu Myrick.
It is Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons. I forgot I had recorded that when he was and I guess he still is, technically, because he was never beat for the title.
Not that I know of.
He had the belt when ownership changed hands from Bruce, what's his name, the attorney in Houston. Anyway,
Tharp.
Thank you, Bruce Tharp to Billy Corgan, and they decided to redo everything and start over. So the junior heavyweight title is currently retired. Well, it's on hiatus. I don't want to say retired because there is talk they may bring it back.
Oh, I'm sure that they will at some point, but I guess you can call him the lineal champion.
There you
what's
go.
up with you? You're like a year older now, a year wiser.
Well, I will be tomorrow.
And, this is technically tomorrow.
Well, yes, we're taping this on Tuesday. So if you're listening to us on the Horn, yes,
Happy
I am.
birthday to you, Stu.
Thank you. I am 52 years old now.
Hair's looking good.
It's not bad. It
Honestly,
keeps creeping back, but that's okay.
No, I didn't realize it was such a nice brown color because you usually
I know,
keep it so short.
And it used to be really blonde. My hair has done what my mother's hair did, and she always blamed me for it. Now, I don't have kids, so I don't have kids to blame for taking my blonde away. She blamed me for taking her blonde away. God bless my mom. She always joked about that. And so, yeah, my hair has kind of gone to a brownish, maybe dirty blonde.
Aren't you glad that you didn't cut it? Because you were talking about cutting it before. I was like, nah, man.
I need to still cut it because it gets too hot.
You can shape it, man, but you should keep it. It looks good.
The problem is all my hats.
You'd be one of the few people at the Horn with hair.
My caps don't fit that well. Well, there are a few.
It's true.
Let's
it's
say,
true,
well, hold it. No. Let's think about this. Bucky's bald. Chad has is buzz cut. Who else?
I mean, Kellner doesn't have
Kellner's got hair like crazy.
Does he now?
Oh God!
Last time I saw him, he had it real short.
No, Aaron keeps his short. Jeff Howe, our colleague. By the way, best wishes to Jeff Howe. He's dealing with some medical problems, so best wishes to our man Jeff Howe.
Yeah, he's the third man of the tag team.
He is the third man. Of course, now
He has like the J.J. Dillon role now.
he does. Of course,
He
you
just
hear
shows
him,
up when we need him.
you hear him every day with Craig Way on Light the Tower, weekdays 10 to noon on the Horn. Let's see, going down the Trey has hair. Nobody in the afternoon show is bald. They're too young. I mean, Kevin's 40, I think. I'm trying to remember how old Rod is.
But see, you actually have to think about it. So it's like my assessment isn't that far off.
Well, but there's only like that's the thing. There's only like 2 people that are like bald.
Yeah, out of like 8.
Now, if you go with producers,
That's
Brian
like
Fitzgerald,
20%.
Brian Fitzgerald, who produces, does a lot of fill-in producing, does a lot of the Friday Night Football stuff with us. They call him the Thing.
Now, I don't want anybody to think that I'm hating because it's like baldness. I mean,
Yeah, I was
baldness
gonna say,
is-
don't hate on him.
No, I'm not
Bucky
hating
and
on
Chad are
that.
2 of my favorite people on earth.
Of course.
So
Who doesn't love Bucky?
that's right.
And who doesn't like Chad?
I know.
After all
I
those
know.
donuts.
After all those donuts, good Lord, I hope he
I
hope
wonder how-
Wendy takes good care of him. So, are you ready for the WWE Thunderdome?
Oh, I really thought you were going to come with that. Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what's he coming with? I was like, no, I hear what you're saying now.
When I heard the name, that's the first thing I thought of was, oh my God, they're bringing back WCW Thunder.
Well, they
So
still own the rights.
They do own the rights, and there are several episodes. I think all the episodes are on the network now. So, but yes, if you have not heard, they came out with a press release. I believe it was on Monday. I read from the press release: WWE Thunderdome, featuring a state-of-the-art set, video boards, pyrotechnics, lasers, cutting-edge graphics, and drone cameras, will take WWE fans' viewing experience to an unprecedented level starting this Friday, August 21st on Fox, kicking off SummerSlam weekend.
It sounds like Pink Floyd The Wall.
Sounds like lipstick on a pig, really, but that's another story.
The
Let's
laser
see.
light spectacular. Have you never gone?
Oh, sure, of course.
Yeah,
I've
that's
been-
what I imagine this is going to be like.
Quote, WWE has a long history of producing the greatest live spectacles in sports and entertainment, yet nothing compares to what we are creating with WWE Thunderdome, said Kevin Dunn, WWE Executive Vice President, Television Production. Quote, this structure will enable us to deliver an immersive atmosphere and generate more excitement among the millions of fans watching our programming around the world. So what will happen is they are leaving the Performance Center, and they are heading to the Amway Center in Orlando, home of the Orlando Magic. You're going to see massive LED boards. They're going to do virtual fans, kind of like what the NBA does right now in the bubble.
Why didn't they listen to me before?
Which is?
We remember how we were
Oh, yeah,
talking about
yeah.
how we would solve the issues of the boringness and the emptiness, and we were like, hey, you should probably have like video screens of fans.
Well, now they're
And
going
then
to.
the NBA did it, and now they're doing
Now
it.
they're going to do it, except they got to move out of the PC for this.
But Stu, I'm just saying, if they listened to us, they would have been ahead of the curve.
Well,
no pun intended.
Again, I think it's a little bit of lipstick on a pig, but we'll see. This is in conjunction with the Famous Group and its proprietary technology for every Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and WWE pay-per-view event. Fans can register to get their virtual seat on upcoming shows on www.wwethunderdome.com.
This is never not going to be funny.
Or you can use their Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages to register. So, our friend that we've had on the show before, John Alba, who works for News 13 in Orlando.
Yeah.
He actually had the footage of the production trucks rolling into the Amway Center. He said that the lease between WWE and the city of Orlando works out to about $450,000. They will be there through the end of October as of right now. And as it says, so starting Friday night with SmackDown on Fox, SmackDown, Raw, and pay-per-views will apparently be live. No more taping.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
That's going to be hard.
That's going to be really interesting.
Well, unfortunately, I just feel that if the product isn't, great now, that being live, I really don't know, because normally back in the day, being live was awesome because anything could happen.
Right.
But now that everything's so scripted, it kind of needs more polish a lot of the time. So I'm not sure if this is actually advantageous to them right now, because they don't know where they're going.
Right. You wonder if, I'll go devil's advocate on this. What
That's
if
my
this?
job.
I know. How? Good Lord. Have a birthday and things go screwy. What if this helps them not to overthink things?
That's a good point, Stu, because I'm one of those people that tends to stay in my head and he probably gets too deep in there
I do too.
sometimes. And it's like a lot of the times the issues aren't that deep. Sometimes it's just on the surface and it needs a slight retweaking. But the problem is that we've already seen them retweak. So I don't see them being able to fix anything more, and to add on top of the fact that now everything's going to be live, so that just adds to the stress level.
It does add to the stress level.
And you're going to a brand new venue. Granted, they've ran it before.
Sure.
But now it's like, okay, they're going to try out all this new stuff that they've never used before on a live television broadcast. What could possibly go wrong? That's all I'm saying. I was like, maybe you guys should wait off the live thing.
Well,
and figure out where Retribution's going to go before you go live. That's all I wanted to say.
That's the first thing I was thinking was, if they have glitches, they can just blame it on Retribution.
That's smart, though. That would be smart.
Which, I don't know. Monday night, Retribution, that was like a waste of time.
Yeah.
It was kind of just, all right, they showed up, they played with the TV truck, and then left.
It's like when the pirate stole Brett's jacket.
Yes.
And that's exactly what this...
And wasn't that PCO?
Was it?
I
He was
think
playing
so.
a pirate at the time?
Wasn't that him, though?
I think so. I think it was.
Now the former Ring of Honor world champion?
Man, what a career renaissance!
good
I still
Lord.
can't believe that. I saw that match when he won the championship a couple of weeks ago on like YouTube, and I was just like, man,
him and Roosh,
yeah. I was just like, dude, this guy's crazy.
He is absolutely
It's amazing.
nuts. Well, I mean, he's a great guy. I've talked to him hundreds of times, and just out there. But that's going to be the thing. How do they fit the Retribution storyline into it? Which now, if they decide to just drop it, I don't think anybody would check too much because it's just nobody's taking it seriously. I mean, they still look like a bunch of rowdy teenagers who are out past dark, and their mamas need to yank them by their ears and pull them back in the house.
I don't think they do that anymore.
They should. I'm gonna go old school. I just like again Monday night. They open up by having Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton, Samoa Joe, talking about they've beefed up security so that nothing will go wrong. Within 5 minutes, of course, they're messing with the production during Drew McIntyre's promo, and you're seeing the credits, and you're seeing, I mean, just all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah, they're going with the slow burn on that one.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. They went with that, and then you didn't see them again.
Yeah.
They disappeared for the rest of the show, for a 3-hour show.
Yeah, you figured they would have popped up and caused some issues somewhere down the line.
If I was trying to make a mark, I sure wouldn't just limit it to just the first segment of the show.
Well, of course not, but we all know that they have
because they get the highest ratings because they know the ratings drop. I don't know. That's horrible. That's mean.
All I can say is that they already know that they don't know what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
And it's shown every week, so no reason to try to drag it back out there and do something else just for us to criticize it again because it's not good.
I know.
It's
and I think that's probably what we're going to have to do is just have a moratorium until something of substance, either they reveal themselves or they actually hurt a champion or a main eventer or something.
That's a good point.
See, that's the thing. They haven't attacked main eventers.
Yeah.
They haven't really hurt any wrestlers.
The fact that finally Drew kind of no real wrestler had acknowledged them in the past
Right.
couple of weeks, except for the
You had-
commentary team.
Right. Well, you had Friday night. They were in the back, and you saw. Who was it? Somebody was trying to lead a charge. Oh, it was Big E. He was trying to lead the charge, and Baron Corbin decided to pop.
Yeah, and they
let
gave
me
us the
hear
same
his
thing.
stupid voice. And then same thing on Monday Raw with Drew McIntyre, and then One Glove Seth shows up.
One glove Seth, huh?
Yeah. So
I'm telling you, it's natural heel stuff. Go back and look through the time machine.
Oh no, the heel thing is fine. I'm just talking how it relates to Retribution. It's just
Oh.
but I think maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm gonna challenge all other wrestling, whether it's your other website or podcast or radio show, like our friends at Busted Open. We should not talk about Retribution until they do something worthy of us talking about it. It's kind of like all these backstage rumors you see from websites that you've never heard of.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, why should I believe you?
but it's one of these things that it's pro wrestling, so we have seen stuff that's been so bad it ends up
True.
being good. Right now, people are calling this Nexus Light, which I think is a great name.
I think it's an insult to Nexus, quite frankly.
Nexus Light.
Yeah, calling it Nexus Light, it's an insult to Nexus.
Well, I was going to say the insult to Nexus is when John Cena came out and decided to defeat all 8 of them in one match and completely bury
Even
them.
that was better than what we're seeing from Retribution, though.
Because Nexus built itself up to where they were attacking main eventers and stuff.
Yeah,
This doesn't have that because they don't have they have the wrestlers, but they don't have the idea of how to implement them.
because they don't have stars.
Which
It's this long-standing thing that we've had with WWE. They don't have stars right now.
so how is Raw Underground supposed to work if they don't have stars?
That's my next thing, and it's starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out what the point of it is.
It was much better this week though.
It was much. I love seeing Shayna Baszler in there.
Oh,
with
definitely.
with her horsewomen partners.
Mm-hmm.
Although, who was it? I think Eddie Cross pointed out how sad is it we see Marina Shafir on Raw before we see Roderick Strong.
Oh, that's true.
So, but yeah, I still think Shane McMahon needs to back away and let somebody else handle whatever it is he's supposed to be doing. Let him be like the Dario Cueto and be the
The guy who just
the
runs
boss.
the place.
But get somebody that can actually do commentary or something, even if it's crazy commentary. Maybe
Yeah,
this is where Daniel Cormier fits in. He just retired. He lost his Stipe Miocic on Saturday. He's retired.
Maybe.
We've heard all this stuff about him having WWE be interested in him doing commentary. Here's the perfect spot for him. Put him in with Raw Underground. Former two.
Is he good on commentary?
Oh yeah. You hear him on ESPN talking UFC. He's really good. I think he'd be really good.
No. I mean, is he good at calling matches?
See, that's the thing. I'm not sure you have to be that good because they're not real matches on Underground. It's just two guys or two girls get up there and fight.
Yeah.
Cormier can talk about that, and it'd be more believable. It'd be more credible coming from a 2-division UFC world champion.
I'm not.
In my opinion.
I'm not hating on Cormier. Obviously, he is
Yeah.
what he is in his industry. But if you're going to come and tell me that you love this idea of having Cormier around, then what's the problem with bringing back Brock and having him be champion then? Because it's just like telling me that the UFC is still superior and their star power is still superior to WWE star power by bringing Cormier and giving him this type of spot.
But you're having Cormier do commentary. I'm not having Cormier fight.
Which is even worse because you're taking away a seat from somebody that has been grinding their way through the independent scenes, guys like Ian Riccaboni and people like that.
Oh, you mean get a real commentator?
If that's the route you're gonna go, that's why I'm
Okay.
saying it's like I don't agree because I don't feel like WWE
I see what
Monday
you're
Night
saying.
Raw should be for amateur hour.
I understand. I see
Because
what
it's
you're
a
saying.
different product. It's a beast. You can't be yourself. You have to follow the company
Yeah.
line. So you need to be a professional. That's why Michael Cole was at that position for so long, and that's why he's still with
Still
the
there
WWE.
with SmackDown.
and he's
yeah.
the head commentator.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. Yeah, of course. Then it's kind of like, okay, who fits that genre that can handle
Exactly.
getting directed by Vince?
And I think this
'Cause,
is a good opportunity for somebody that we haven't heard of yet.
Yeah, I mean, the first name that comes to my mind is Kevin Gill, but that would never work. Kevin Gill, you can't put a filter on Kevin. I love Kevin to death. I was honored to work with him on those Super Bowl shows, but you can't filter him. He's much better doing GCW.
Because I like where you're going with this. Like, I see what you're going. Like, yes, it needs somebody else than Shane McMahon. I agree with you there. But I don't want to sit here and watch a wrestling program and being told like all these UFC moves are happening in the ring by a guy that was a former UFC champion. I just feel it's disrespectful to the wrestlers.
I get it. I get you. I think I get what you're saying.
It's so like you're talking down to me as a professional wrestling fan because you're like, okay, here's the real stuff, and this is like this lockup move, da 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 da, and it's just like that's kind of boring to me because I didn't come to watch that. If I wanted to see that, I go see UFC.
Right. Well, and see that's been my one kind of problem with Raw Underground. If they're trying to be some sort of mixed shoot fighting, I can name 10 companies that do it 100 times better. Go watch them. I don't watch Raw to see that. I watch Raw to see WWE.
I mean, I like the feel of change that it has.
Yeah,
but it's still just lacking something. What did you think of the match though? Like the last one, especially with Ziggler and I was gonna call him Rowe, but
that was good.
But that was a good match.
That was a good one.
That's where the concept looked like it could actually work.
Yeah, I did like that. That was really good. So as I mentioned, WWE SummerSlam this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central on the WWE Network. The card looks like this. We'll run through these couple pretty quick. We'll do some picks in the second segment as well as talk NXT. All right, Street Fight. Dominic Mysterio is taking on Seth Rollins.
But who did we see on Monday night? Ray is back.
Apparently Ray. We may see Ray, which makes you wonder: has he re-signed or
he's going to be at SummerSlam though?
He'll probably be at Summer. They probably worked out something. I still say Rollins wins. But now the caveat with this and all the matches, if you believe rumor and innuendo, the matches, SummerSlam is going to end up with a lot of non-finishes because in WWE's infinite wisdom, they've decided to schedule a second pay-per-view right after it with WWE Payback. So you got SummerSlam this Sunday and then Payback a week later.
Well, great balls of fire.
Exactly.
That's exactly what this feels like. It doesn't feel like SummerSlam, does it?
But that's the thing. I can't, I'm going to try to pick these straight, understanding that a lot of these are probably going to end up with non-finishes or screwy finishes or whatever. I still say Rollins goes over on this. So
I really don't think that's going to happen.
You think Mysterio?
Yeah, because Ray's back. I think Dominic gets a win.
That's possible. Maybe they save that. Maybe they save that for
the following pay-per-view. But
yeah.
Either way, I feel like I don't feel like Rollins comes out on top.
Okay. In a hair versus hair match, Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville.
Wow.
This is, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
God bless Sonya Deville. Actually, both of them.
Yeah,
if you've not heard the story,
that was creepy.
A stalker ended up in Sonya Deville's house.
Like at 2:30
in Florida. Yeah,
in the morning.
He's been arrested. He's been charged. He's got felony charges up against him. Mandy was staying with her that night. And thankfully they did not get hurt.
I know, for real.
But gee whiz.
Yeah, I was just like, man, that is just creepy.
Talk about not understanding what you're watching on TV.
I guess they'll just continue the storyline after that. I'm wondering if the WWE is going to try to kind of fit that into their narrative.
I hope not.
They usually do, though.
I know they do. I think it'd be absolutely crass.
It kind of feels kind of weird after hearing something like that for these two to have to go through a hair versus hair match. Is it possible to have a DQ in a hair versus hair match, or do you think one of these ladies is really going to end up?
They may do it. I'm saying Sonya Deville would look like badass as with her hair gone.
I mean, yeah, but Mandy Rose is Mandy Rose. I mean, she's gorgeous pretty much in whatever you put her in, so I can imagine that she could see. Even Stu's like, yeah, I guess I can see her. Like, yeah.
No, that's what I'm gonna say. I see Mandy Rose winning, which means Sonya Deville loses her hair.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I can see Sonya Deville winning and Mandy Rose having to lose her hair, and I still think she would still be stunningly gorgeous because she's just that type of woman.
Yeah, but this is WWE.
Okay.
They don't go that deep. That's why
You're
I'm
like,
going-
they don't go that deep.
Deville's more of a badass. So
All right.
that's
So
why I'm
Rose
going
is
with
gonna
that.
win.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
gotcha.
Rose is going to win. Let's see. Let's take a break. We'll do the title matches as well as NXT TakeOver coming up. And we'll even talk, like I said, we'll talk NXT TakeOver 30. May even talk a little AEW. All that's coming up next on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn, 104.9, 101.9, AM 1260. Stream it live at hornfm.com or the Horn Austin app.
It's like sometimes I wish it could be funny, like in a sense, like we would be parodying a WWE show, and like every commercial break we'd be like, okay, so what do the ratings look like now? Where are we? 1845. We're down 2 points.
Well,
Come on, we got to get better.
We'd be getting tribute to Chris Jericho then, the demo god. Now, did you pick Sonya or Mandy on that one?
No, I had to pick Mandy to win, even though I still feel that she could pull off the bald look and it wouldn't hurt her career. If anything, it'd probably make her stand out.
Right, but WWE would. You got to remember, WWE doesn't see things like that. They don't go with the alternative view of things. They like
Well,
they like that straightforward.
yeah, I see where you're getting at.
And that's why I think Sonya would look fine, and she would look actually more menacing without hair.
But the thing is that, at least when I worked, maybe the WWE is different, but anywhere else where I've seen that there's a hair versus hair match on a card, usually somebody's agreeing to have this done in advance because they want to try something different. So I'm just wondering if somebody sold like this idea, like, hey, I would look really cool if you let me shave my head, and it would look completely different. And and it could be Mandy who had that idea.
Could be.
That's
I
what
think
I'm
it's
saying.
more likely it'd be Sonya, but it could be.
Yeah, I mean the WWE can easily be like, oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Sonya, you want to try out this idea that Mandy Rose had for herself because we think it'll work better for you?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get through the rest of this in the second segment.
Shock the system.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Adam Cole, baby. And you're listening to Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. That still gives me chills. Actually, I got that from him, and now look at him. So hopefully we see him. Well, I don't know if I want to see him on the main roster or have him stick to NXT. All right, so continue on with our SummerSlam picks for the United States Championship. For the, I don't know how many times has this happened now. Apollo Crews defending against MVP, or as our good friend Simon Miller calls him, MVP.
MVP. Yeah, very European, where they like to just come up with like weird names.
Yeah.
Like SNES instead of NES. Yeah, I really don't know which way to go. No finish? I'm going to go no finish.
This could be a non-finish. Just for the sake of sticking with straight ones, I'm going to say MVP wins.
Okay. So definitely
But
wouldn't
I
be
think
clean.
this could be. I really believe this could be a definite non-finish.
Yeah, that's the way it's leaning, especially with the. I was gonna call them the Hurt Locker, but what are they? The Hurt
Business. Yes, Bobby Lashley, him, and Shelton Benjamin.
Which I'm liking. I like them as a
Oh,
stable.
I think it's a fantastic stable. It's perfect.
Good to see that Benjamin got the 24/7 title back.
Yes, I'm glad he's getting more spotlight.
Yes.
He is such underutilized.
He's still so good in the ring. Like his athleticism is still off the charts, even at this advanced stage in his career. It's crazy how good he is.
And of course, what faction was he with in Pro Wrestling Noah?
Oh, Suzuki-gun.
That's right. Him with Lance Archer. All right, for the Raw Tag Team titles, Street Profits, Montez Ford apparently he is fully recovered from the, quote, poisoning.
What was up with that video on Monday night that
That
kind of
was-
showed her like it was going to, but it didn't prove anything? Like,
I'm glad you said that, not me. Yes, that was bad positioning.
I was waiting for you to tell me something about it. I was like,
No,
man,
that
that video was awful.
It was.
It was like, what is this
silly.
supposed to show?
It was silly. The whole thing was silly.
I've made better
Just
stuff
do
on YouTube.
Just do a backstage attack. Let's make it a little more believable. Anyway, Street Profits take on Angel Garza and Andrade.
Whatever happened to chloroform?
I don't know.
I guess the kids would try to do that. I
Yeah.
guess it's best that we don't do that anymore, but
old
school.
Everything tells me it'll be Andrade and Garza, but
You think so?
I'm leaning Street Profits.
yeah, I don't see there
They're
being
too good. They're just too good right now.
I don't see there being a title change here at SummerSlam.
And I'll be
I don't know
honest,
why.
there aren't, outside of them and the Viking Raiders, Lucha House Party's on SmackDown.
I'm trying to think with the Raw tag teams. I mean, this has really been it for the most part. This has been like the main feud.
So, Cedric Alexander, Ricochet, they've been a decent tag team. They'll never get put over, but
No, but Ricochet
Kinda
got
like
the talk this week.
yes, thankfully. I'm gonna go Profits.
But the way that he was talking kind of made me feel that they already put him in that Hurricane Helms position.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
I hope that
slight
happens.
comedy already.
So now we get the chance to see two belts Asuka. First of all, she will face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Then she will face Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship.
Now, I'm assuming she's not going to do this back to back, right? They said that she would get to wrestle and then wrestle later on in the night, or
It's WWE. Who knows?
you're like, who knows? Gauntlet style,
Who knows?
both
They
at
may
the same time.
You would think logic would say you give her a break in between.
Yeah,
So-
because even Bret Hart, when he headlined, what was it, WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I mean, he wrestled the opener and the closer.
Yes. So do you see her getting one belt, both belts, no belts?
Dang, that's so hard to say because in order for her to go through this, you would make it seem that she at least got one. I can't say that she would get both of them. I think that's where their friendship dynamic would be shown if they're still a team. But if there's going to be frays in that dynamic, then you would see somebody lose a belt when they could have been help.
Well, you've seen the seeds planted. The most logical storyline would be that she gets at least one, and probably just one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And the other does not help. One does not help the other. Asuka gets one of the championships. That leads to Bayley versus Sasha down the road.
Unless you have some
Now-
newcomer that's going to take on Asuka and you want to build her up to be like the main person going into Mania.
I'm going to say for sake of the brands, I'm going to say Bayley keeps SmackDown, Asuka wins Raw.
Man, why are you going to make me agree with you for? Because Bayley seems like the stronger champion of the two right now just because she's the brand new thing.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
as
That's-
much as people love Sasha Banks, it's just like she's so strong even without a title.
That's
she
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
need
I think Asuka will beat Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying
I'm agreeing with you. That's
right.
why I'm like,
And then we get to the two world title matches. I know they don't call them world titles. Braun Strowman defending the Universal Championship against The Fiend Bray Wyatt. We get The Fiend versus The Monster. I'm still really confused about this whole thing with him and Alexa Bliss. I don't know. Are they trying to turn Braun heel? Is this going to be a double turn? Are we going to get a babyface Fiend?
it's possible. Can you imagine a babyface Fiend with
No.
like a smiley mask?
No.
And still kind of dark and deranged, but like right in the middle. No, it'd be that perfect tweener role. Like where he's kind of demented like Doink, but not too demented.
Sure. I guess. You're talking to the guy that's not the biggest Fiend fan.
I'm not either, but I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan though, because I feel like he's pretty good.
I do think Bray Wyatt does win.
Yeah, I'm
For
thinking
whatever reason, they feel they need to put a title on the Fiend. I think he's fine without it. He can be fine without a title, but
the problem is if you don't give him a title, then you have the same problem that you had with the Bray Wyatt character, where they're a great promo. They have these great ideas. You have to watch them. You remember all the Fireflies and stuff when like he was over.
Yeah.
But he would never win.
Well, that's the thing. I think with the Fiend, and see that's the problem I have with putting him in this title picture. Have him win, just don't put him in title matches.
But you can't just have one of your supposedly top stars be a mid-carder, especially with that type of idea with production value.
He could be a main eventer without being in the championship hunt.
I don't think he has that type of presence.
I don't think WWE knows how to do that, but it can be done. I've seen it. I've seen it before.
I mean, but there are no Andres.
I know. And then for the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre defends against that bastard Randy Orton, the Legend Killer.
I can see Orton winning.
I could, but I'm gonna go Drew on this one.
They're gonna have to take it off of him to give him a chance to win it back when fans are allowed again.
See, and that's another thing. I mean, we got to get to NXT TakeOver, but that's something that we don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah,
and having to kind of, kind of still step, waiting for that seems a little short-sighted because you don't know when that's going to be and what that's going to look like. So why not just proceed? I know it would be so much better without fans. There'd been a lot of things. A lot of the AEW stuff would have been much better without fans. Brody Lee showing up, for example. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know when that's going to happen. I mean, I listened to briefing today that while they think there might be a vaccine late fall, it's more likely it will be sometime in the first part of 2021 before you even think about a vaccine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just realistic.
Yeah. Anyway, that's SummerSlam this Sunday. The night before, from Full Sail University, we'll have NXT TakeOver. Now, is it TakeOver 30 or TakeOver XXX?
However you feel that day. You want to be?
I'm gonna go 30. Just it's a Super Bowl feel.
I was gonna say if you want to be dirty, Triple X. If you want to be
Triple X, baby. Anyway, is this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, on the WWE Network, taking place at Full Sail University in the NXT Arena, whatever they want to call it. Only 4 matches as of right now. You got Adam Cole from the Undisputed Era taking on former Colts punter and host of the Pat McAfee Show, Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out. I mean, you can't have McAfee come in and beat one of your top guys.
No, you can't.
Unless McAfee really is as good as Sean Waltman was as the 1-2-3 kid, because that was the perfect underdog win in my book.
Except McAfee is not trained as a wrestler, as far as I know.
They showed.
I'm sure they've trained him some now.
They've showed the videos where he was flipping around the performance center, so he has obviously the athleticism.
Oh yeah, sure.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate. No offense to Mongo. I mean, he had happy feet all the time. If you've ever seen the Twitter account that is dedicated to Mongo, he wasn't the cleanest wrestler, but he gave it his all.
That's true.
But I mean, it's a much different sport, so the
Plus
mechanics.
He's a stinking punter. I'm just kidding.
I was going to say most of the punters I know are pretty athletic.
I know. It's just one of these things. I'm going with Adam Cole. I think Pat McAfee will probably do well. I just think, but I think Adam Cole wins this. All right, so in a ladder match to crown a new NXT North American champion, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, and, because we're taping this on Tuesday, the winner of Ridge Holland versus Johnny Gargano, plus the winner of Velveteen Dream versus Finn Balor.
Wow.
Now, if I were a betting man, I would say Gargano and Balor in those. So then you would have Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor. Now,
that's hard because
it's hard
because I'm really taking into account a lot of the non-in-ring stuff surrounding Velveteen Dream, and I'm not sure if you want to give him a big spotlight considering the allegations that are surrounding him still, even though they're cool with it.
Apparently they're cool with it. Which, if that's the case, then they need to proceed. I mean, I don't know if they were going to put a title on him, or whatever.
Yeah, but you know, it's different when people get like rewarded after coming off of the screen. Now, I mean, that would be the ultimate vote of confidence, obviously,
Yes.
where it's like, nah, we're cool with it. He didn't do anything. We've already checked into it. We feel comfortable. We're going to proceed with putting him, because he's a great performer when he's put into these type of situations.
Yes.
But to not have Finn Balor involved would be so detrimental to what could possibly happen, because he was supposed to be the next big thing. He was the Universal Champion until he got hurt and couldn't compete.
Right.
He made the NXT title what it was.
That's true. I agree. No,
He's like the Tanahashi of NXT.
He is. I mean, we're getting as close to Prince Devitt in NXT.
Yeah, and it would be a shame not to have him like at TakeOver for him to, because I think he would steal the show.
Yeah. I'll be honest, and maybe this is just personal. I would love to see Damian Priest win it. You know, because I was there in Dallas when he was still Punishment Martinez in Ring of Honor.
Oh, yeah.
I was there when he won the TV title from it was a tournament, and he pinned Silas Young, I believe. I'd love to see Damian Priest win it, because I think it'd be fun to watch him as a champion. I don't think he got a good enough run as TV champ in Ring of Honor. I'd love to see another run, but at the same time, if Finn Balor does make it, it's hard to pick against him.
Yeah, because I mean, he can make that title shine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for now, I'm gonna say Damian Priest.
I'm gonna go Balor. I think he wins, and if he doesn't, then I'll reassess. But I think for some reason, like it would be just a smart choice. I mean, there's no reason for you to go to NXT not to have this type of moment.
Very true. Very true. For the NXT Women's Championship, Io Shirai defends against Dakota Kai. I'm going Shirai. They're not taking it off of her yet.
I don't think so either, but I think it should be a fine match.
Yeah, it'll be a fantastic match.
Because I mean, they're gonna let him go, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Shirai should hang on to it.
And then for the NXT Championship, our man Keith Lee defending against Karrion Kross. A fireball.
I know. I was like, oh.
What
man.
did Skandor Akbar go in revive himself in the booking room somehow?
They just called Jerry Lawler.
There you go. I mean, it was a great callback. It was great old school trope. The old fireball.
I definitely wasn't expecting that. I was like, what? Fireball? Like, who set that up? Who even thought to do that?
Who knows? This one's going to be hard because, on one hand, you got Keith. Do you want to take the title off of him now? He just won it. At the same time, do you want Karrion Kross to have a loss?
Oh man, because the one thing is, it's like either guy can hold the title, and Karrion Kross, his act right now is just so over. He's so believable. But I think if you do give Karrion Kross the win here, it's an instantaneous rivalry.
It's possible,
and it would have the makings of what he was able to already do with Dijak.
All right, so you're going to do Kross. Just for sake of being different, I'll go with Keith. So, anyway, that's NXT TakeOver this Saturday at Full Sail University. Catch it on the WWE Network. When we get back from this timeout, we'll talk about we have events to plug this week in independent wrestling and a few other things happening. All that more next on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. 49. All right.
So I thought about how we can get more listeners. We should say that we'll give away a pair of Longhorn tickets this season.
Actually, and there's something no. I don't think I can get Longhorn tickets.
Nobody's going to be able to get Longhorn tickets, man. I'm just saying that would be funny, though. Oh, man.
Okay, I got that right. Good. All right, so making my notes here. By the way, so and I'll have to mention this on the radio. So we have Under the Lights will be coming back tomorrow night. They take their regular time slot 7 to 9, which pushes everything 2 hours. So that means fight night at 9 o'clock, us at 10 o'clock on the Horn. Now, there is a chance, small chance for those of you on YouTube, that they may switch us to Tuesday nights and make us live. So we'll be live on the Horn, which means you get to interact with us because we'll put out the text line and all that good stuff. So here's what I want you to do. If, for those of you watching on YouTube, send an email to Aaron Hogan, who not only is the host of the morning show, he's also the program director for the Horn. ehogan@hornfm.com. Tell him you want Sports Guys Talking Wrestling live on Tuesdays. Simple as that. And what I've come up with is we could do our 1 hour like we do 1 hour live on the radio, and then live on YouTube following the radio show, which no other show on the Horn does. So we would go live at 7 p.m. Central on the Horn, go 7 to 8, and then 8 o'clock switch over to YouTube and talk more. You do kind of like podcast only segment, except we're going to do it on YouTube.
So Raw Underground.
No, because Shane McMahon will have nothing to do with it. You and I can do commentary better than Shane McMahon. So, all right, last segment. Bring this up so I can do that. There we go.
Reach for the sky. For flex on your dreams. This is Scorpio Sky, and you are listening to the best Sports Guys Talking Wrestling.
Sports Guys Talking Wrestling on the Horn. Stu Myrick, Justin the Smash Simmons. You like Scorpio Sky's new music?
Yeah, man. Great track.
I hope they still keep him as part of SU, but yeah, I do like the music. That's kind of neat, and it's good to see him go out on a singles run.
He deserves it.
He
put in the work for so long, and no offense to any worker out there, but his stablemates are a little bit older. They're a little bit more experienced.
True.
And he's no young buck anymore. No pun intended.
True.
So he's got to get his run in while he can still
So
get it.
yeah, get his run in, but at the same time helping out CD and Frankie.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome. So, guess what? Something else we get to bring back this weekend in Independent Wrestling with this music. That sounds so good. We will start with Texoma Pro Wrestling Hot August Nights, Friday at Sherman Elks Lodge in Sherman, bell time 8 p.m. Marty the Moth Martinez. I guess he's still the Lucha Underground champion. Will Alday, Fly Def,
true.
Jerome Daniels, Miranda Gordy, and more. That's Texoma Pro Wrestling this Friday night in Sherman. And then SWE Fury will have TV taping Sunday at the Civic Center in Canton. First taping, bell time is 2 p.m. Second taping at 5 p.m. Teddy Long, our good friend, will be there. Road Warrior Animal will be there. Tim Storm, Jazz, Brent McKenzie, Moonshine Mantell, and more. That's SWE Fury TV tapings this Sunday in Canton, Texas. And that's a look at independent wrestling around the area. Make sure if you have the ability, make sure you wear your masks and be social distance. But make sure you make one of those shows or wherever. AEPW has a show this Friday night, but it's stream only. So no fans in attendance at the AEPW arena. It'll be streaming on their Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook channels. 8 matches headlined by El Rayo defending the America's title against Leroy Brown, a great young up-and-comer. So check that out, AEPW this Friday night.
That's cool.
From the AEPW arena but it's streaming only. So don't go there. Catch it on Twitch Friday night, 8 p.m. Central.
And don't forget, just tell the listeners out there, if you're not going to be able to make events, obviously, all these people, a lot of them have T-shirts and stuff that can use your support. So, at least buy a T-shirt, buy some gear.
Buy some merch, whether it's on Pro Wrestling Tees or Big Cartel or whatever. Find out where your favorite wrestler has their merch and buy merch. Help support them. So, a couple other things. AEW, no AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. Is going to be on Saturday Dynamite, Saturday at 6 o'clock Eastern on TNT. How's that?
I wonder,
wrestling at 6 p.m. Eastern on a Turner network.
It sounds like a power hour.
And Tony Schiavone was talking on AEW Dark because it's going to follow NBA. I forget which playoff game it is, but if the playoff game goes 5 minutes longer, 6:05 Eastern.
Like the way it's meant to be, right?
Like a comfortable old coat. So make sure you check that out. They've got, among other things, The finals for the AEW Women's Tag Team Cup are set. The Nightmare Sisters, Allie and Brandy Rhodes, taking on Diamante and Ivelisse. Cody will defend the TNT title against Brody Lee from the Dark Order. And the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, taking on Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Alan Angels from the Dark Order. So that and more on AEW Dynamite this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, or after the NBA playoff game. Not to mention, you'll have a little bit of an overlap. Second hour of Dynamite will go into the first hour of NXT TakeOver.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
We'll see if that's going to be able to keep the viewership there or NXT TakeOver. I mean, their takeovers are so good, though.
They are. They really are. So, one other note, NJPW Strong this Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on NJPW World. You got to catch this. It's so good. The New Japan Cup Finals USA New Japan Cup USA Finals are set. David Finlay will take on Kenta from Bullet Club. That'll be a hell of a match. Rocky Romero and Adrian Quest take on Danny Limelight and the DKC. And Jay White and Chase Owens from Bullet Club taking on Brody King and Flip Gordon.
That's nice, man.
Who are no longer villain stablemates, but we're going to see them together. So anyway, NJPW Strong this Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on NJPW World. Kevin Kelly and Alex Kozlov on commentary. Great stuff.
I really like David Finlay, but it'd be such a great story to see Kenta win this.
Yeah, I agree. And that'll do it for this week's Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You can follow Justin the Smash Simmons on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at The Smash Simmons. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stu Myrick. That's STEWMYRICK. You can follow the show on Twitter at SGTWATX. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. We are proud to be the official broadcast partner of the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame, and we're proud to be part of the great lineup you hear every day. On the flagship station for the Texas Longhorns, we are The Horn. Catch us Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Central on The Horn, or catch us anytime on demand by going to hornfm.com and click on the On-Air tab, or by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast platform. For Justin, I'm Stu. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time tonight. We will see you at the matches.
Goodbye and good night. Bang!
There we go. Nice and easy. There's some other stuff we didn't get to. Let's see. No, I guess we did cover everything, didn't we? Oh, by the way, congratulations on Impact Wrestling tonight. They started their two-week event called Emergence, and Rohit Raju is your new X Division champion.
Oh, nice.
He just had him on the show a few weeks ago.
He was just on the show.
Just defeated Chris Bay. Kind of sad though. Chris Bay hadn't had that title very long, but hey, let's see what Rohit can do with the title.
Man, Impact is really interesting right now because
yeah.
they have a lot of good character development. Even established characters like Sami Callihan kind of gone over and changed up their appearance and their demeanor a little bit.
Oh God, yeah.
But in their women division, it's just by far is probably the best and deepest among all the
easy
major U.S. promotions.
Oh, absolutely. So, I would put hard-earned money on that. Their women's division, I think it's better than anything you see on Raw and SmackDown. I think it's, and you're right, it's deeper because of the very talents they've got, from Deonna Purrazzo to Jordan Grace to Kimber Lee to Havoc to Nevaeh, Susie, a.k.a. Su Yung.
Yeah, like any of them can walk away with the title and it'd be okay.
Absolutely. Kylie Ray.
I was going to say that we're mentioning Impact. How did you feel on SmackDown when they bring out Joseph Park?
Oh my God!
Wow.
Oh, I did too. And they even called him Joseph Park.
Yes.
That was fantastic. That was so wonderful.
Like, no different name. The whole storyline just carried over. It was no big deal.
AJ Styles and Joseph Park together again. Oh, again, felt like it felt like a comfortable old coat.
But it worked. For me, it worked.
It worked beautifully. It was a great story. It was simple. That's the thing. That's the thing that WWE forgets. You don't have to like overbook and put in bells and whistles. Simple storyline. AJ doesn't think anybody should, contend for his title, and then Jeff Hardy came out and proved him wrong. That's wrestling 101, and it was effective.
Yeah, it was actually.
And you used Joseph Park as the I'm not going to say the title because I forget it, but anyway,
yeah,
it was good though.
It was effective. It worked for me.
It was fantastic.
I hope that they utilize him a little bit more, just because I think he's such a good character worker.
Now, how much more would you have popped if like the lights had gone out and he shows up in the Abyss mask?
Dude, that's what I'm waiting for. I
Oh
would
my
love to
God.
see at least one Abyss run in the WWE.
Oh my God! Now I know he is semi-retired, and I think he's had some like back issues and if you see him walk like at a wrestling concert, he has a hard time, but yeah, that would be just.
But you know what they do for the Undertaker? They just
That's
say,
true.
beep, beep,
Yeah,
beep.
that would be so good.
Here's $1 million, sir. You need a new roof on your house?
Give me Abyss versus The Fiend.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I would watch
Take
that.
my money now.
See, Stu, I knew you had good ideas, man. That's a great
Abyss
idea.
versus The Fiend. See, and that's the thing, because Impact will let them use Abyss.
Yeah.
The Ed Norholm and the folks at Anthem, they're like, sure, use our stuff. That's why they let Matt Hardy do some of the broken stuff finally after Jeff Jarrett got out of the way. So absolutely. In fact, oh my God, put Jeff Jarrett as the special guest ref.
Oh man, that would be too much. I don't think the WWE would like to work with Jeff Jarrett again, would they?
He's a producer backstage.
Is he now?
Yeah.
I didn't think that.
Just like Chris Parks is.
Really?
Yeah. That's why he was there.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, he's a producer backstage.
I didn't realize that.
Sanjay Dutt is back.
Yeah.
We can put Sanjay Dutt out there.
I know Sanjay is working.
One of the
back
best
there.
X Division champions of all time.
Man, how does Jeff Jarrett hold up Vince McMahon for money? He's still get a job from this guy.
I know. That's that. The old say, you never say never in wrestling.
I know, but it's like he held him up for money at SummerSlam because he wanted more money, or he wasn't going to relinquish the belt. He wasn't going to show up, and then he runs another promotion, direct competition, and try to take away talent. And he was doing pretty decent until he ran into trouble, and then he came back and tried that again.
That's true.
And now he's working for WWE. Man, that guy, he is just a survivor in this business.
He is. And the times I've talked to him, he's been very nice. He's been very cordial. I hope he is able to find, he's able to continue and be fulfilled and everything. I mean, he's always been really nice to me. So
I have no problems with
yeah.
him. I'm just saying
we've
that
had
it's
him on the
like,
show
wow,
a few times, and he's been really good. He'll remember me. I walk up to him at WrestleCon. He goes, "Yeah, you're that guy from Austin. We did the thing at the Del Diamond." That's yeah. By the way, I went out with Eddie and Jordan from Fight Night to
okay, you guys all made it out there. Good.
UFC 252 watch party at the Del Diamond. It was odd to go out there and not see the Express trying to find their way into the PCL playoffs and then a post-game concert by the Spasmatics or somebody. But nevertheless, they had everybody sitting on the field. They had these 6 foot by 6 foot, what they call pods, basically just squares. And you had 6 feet in between the pods. The pod, you could only have up to 4 people in the pod. Now, Eddie and I, we spent some time in the pod. Then we would go up the picnic tables right there in front of the beer garden along the left field line as you're heading towards the locker room area because 52 years old, that ground gets a little hard. So, and Eddie was having problems. He had messed up his wrist or something. So, but anyway, it was good. It was good experience. I talked to several of the front office staff for the Express, Chris Almendarez and Tim Jackson and Andrew Feltz and a lot of folks, and they were pleased. This was trying to make up. Look, they're baseball folks. They're not MMA folks, but this was a way to try and make up for some lost revenue from losing out on a minor league baseball season of 70 plus games.
Gotta make some money somehow. I don't blame him. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. It's like, hey, bars are closed. right?
They had concession stands open.
Yeah.
You could get a beer and get a hot dog or whatever.
But for a lot of people, bars are closed. Correct.
True.
Right. So you can't go to
True.
a bar to go watch this. You couldn't go to the strip club.
Right.
For most people, because I mean they show the fights all the time. So you couldn't go to a place
But
like
even
that.
a sports bar, like say, I guess you could go to like a third base since they do serve food and it's
did they
it's that
cover-
whole rule of the 51%.
Yeah, did cover 3 have the fight? I mean, would it have been and for those restaurants, those people are trying to recover money too.
Right.
So it's like, would hosting this fight where they would have to pay a big fee to have it on their bar, would that be worth it for them? Because they wouldn't be able to seat everybody that came in anyways.
And that's you have a capacity issue there. You definitely have to pay a cover anyway. So
I give it up to the
This
people
was
over
a-
at Del Diamond. That's a great idea.
It was a unique experience. I'm not sure they'll do it again. But
Would you do it again?
I don't know. I guess
I mean, the ground was a little hard. You say?
I would, if they could open up some of the seats because they showed it on the big video board.
Yeah.
So even if you sit in the regular seats, like if I could sit in the regular seats, yeah, absolutely.
I guess they would have to rope off like sections. in the
Yeah, which
crowd.
is what they did for the Harryman season. They had like sections of seats, and you roped off, so everybody was distanced.
Was the view better from the field on that screen? I've been to a lot of games.
It was nice. I mean, you're closer to it, so
Yeah.
it was nice.
I
But
wasn't sure how big of a difference.
it's
that
not
made.
like it was going to be bad if you sit in a seat, because it's still a pretty sizable video board.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously it's made for a whole park,
Right.
So it's like you can pretty much see the screen from
Right,
anywhere.
right. So it was fine. I think it was good. A lot of good fights. Of course, Stipe keeps the UFC heavyweight title. Cormier goes bye-bye. He's retiring. So did you hear apparently John Bones Jones relinquished the light heavyweight title?
Yep. Saw
Good
that.
Lord. I mean, that guy. Sorry, get off
I don't,
track
think,
of
I, don't
MMA.
think,
but
I don't think he relinquished it. I think they asked him to relinquish
Did they?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
Well, in that case, it's kind of like, okay, here we go again. If they sign him again, it's on them. He has gotten he's up to like his 5th or 6th chance with UFC.
still a bigger name than most of
Kinda
the
like-
fighters I know.
Well, it's kind of like it's not quite as many, but Randy Orton's kind of that way. He's had a few chances.
Yeah, but Randy Orton over the years really calmed down. Where
He
John-
did. He
and-
did.
And like Bones Jones
He's gotten
still
much
runs
better.
into like issues every now and then. But at the same token, I'm okay with that. The one problem I always had, though, I know it's a little off topic, is like the people that hated on T.O. because I was like, I get that he was a prima donna and stuff, but he wasn't like beating up people. He wasn't driving drunk. He wasn't
Right.
hurting anybody. And it's like people hated on him. I'm like, he's just trying to get some attention and you're giving it to him, so he's going to go with it.
Well, because when it comes to wide receivers, wide receivers are divas anyway.
I know, but I obviously I was entertained. I like him and Chad Ochocinco. I thought they were both great.
I thought Ocho Cinco was funny. I didn't have a problem with him. I didn't really have a problem with T.O. except for eschewing the Hall of Fame when he finally got elected, not going to Canton. I had a problem with that.
I was okay with that. It was disrespectful that he wasn't the first ballot Hall of Famer because the stats back it up. And that
Stats
was,
back it up.
And that was you are chosen for the Hall of Fame not on merit, because there's a lot of people that probably aren't the best morale people in Hall of Fame.
Right.
You get chosen because of on-field production, and
Right.
he is easily top 5 all-time NFL
sure.
wide receiver.
I have
How does
no-
he
I have
not get in first ballot?
Well, a lot of that had to do with the simple fact there were a lot of wide receivers eligible.
No excuse.
And it's just like with baseball. There are writers that will have, or voters that will have a beef.
I understand.
I'm not saying it's right, but just because you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer, it didn't take too long. I think this was third time. There was a glut of wide receivers. There was a bunch of, I remember like guys like Andre Reed and Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin took him a while. He didn't get in until his third ballot, and he had Super Bowl rings. I think it's a matter of, and I understand what he said. I am just of the opinion that that's the one time where it shouldn't be it is as much about those that helped you get there as it is about you. I know.
Maybe. I mean, for T.O., it was always about T.O.
And I think he's going to regret it, quite frankly, in the future when he gets older, because, well, I've done. It's been 10 years, but I've been to induction weekend, and just there as a media member, that is one of the most special weekends I have ever experienced.
Oh, I'm sure, but I mean, he got to do it on his own terms. You can't take that away from him, especially after you feel. But you weren't disrespected. He was disrespected, and I can respect the fact that he felt disrespected because we all know.
I think he gets a little
he's
devious.
top 5.
He gets
and that he was
I have
first
no problem
ballot.
with that. I have no. Well, first ballot that's a little subjective because then who do you not take? Which wide receiver do you not take
Andre
that
Reed.
went in before him?
Andre Reed, Michael Irvin. As good as the playmaker was, he didn't have the type of career that T.O. did over the length of time. That's all I'm saying. It's like his career adds up easily. Like if you just took
it's
away
one of
the
those
name
things.
T.O. and you just saw the numbers.
If he's eligible for the Hall of Fame, if he's worthy of being in the Hall of Fame, it doesn't matter. It's kind of one of those things.
Don't
it
tell
doesn't
Drew
matter.
Pearson that.
I know, and thank God they're going to
So much
put
for
him
the
in on
wrestling
the senior.
part of the show.
That is a crime.
Yeah.
That the original 88 is not in the Hall of Fame. And
Maybe he'll get in this year.
if you saw the video, David Baker, who's the president of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, made the phone call to Drew Pearson, and you could hear Drew Pearson get emotional because I know how we saw how much it hurt him when he didn't make it the last time. So put him in the
Is he
Hall.
like all decade 1970s
Oh,
team,
God,
something
yes.
like that? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the ring. He's in the Cowboys Ring of Honor. It's absolutely criminal that he's not in the Hall of Fame. So, I still love that promo he cut in the 2017 draft when it was in Philly.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We played it on the show. Said that's how you get heel. That's how you do it, kids. Oh,
know your audience, man. You got to know your audience.
That's true. So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap up because I got to get this ready for airing and podcasting, and then I got to get ready to go Arkansas. So
It's a long way, man.
it is, but it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. I'm going to be disconnected for a while. If you don't see me on social media, I'm not dead.
I was going to say, when do we send the search party?
If you don't see me by Monday, then start to worry.
Okay.
But I'm not dead or anything. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Again, catch this tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Central, on the Horn. We'll put the podcast will go up probably tonight since we were so late night. And then, as I said, and of course I didn't mention on the radio, but that's okay. If you'd like to hear us live on radio, live on Tuesday nights, let the Horn know. They're trying to. We're going to see if they can swing it. So, but for now, for Justin, I'm Stu. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week here live on YouTube. Good night.